Very good morning. Okay, we already discussed Kannada medium passing package for history, political science. Okay, area wise, we already discussed a very important one more questions and hot questions. We already discussed. Now we are going to discuss about English medium social science history section. Okay, this is a audio notes. I'm not going to explain here. Only explain here points. You have to describe those points. So we start from history section. ಹೌದಾ? ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏರಿಯಾ ವೈಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ SSLC ಒಂದು ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 1,000 ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಆ SSLC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೌದಾ, ಒಂಥರ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಥರ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಹೌದಾ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ನೆನ್ಪುಳಿಯೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಇದು ಹಾಸನ DDPFS ಇಂದ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆಯಾದಂತಹ ಪಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂ ಸಿ ರೂಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಹೌದಾ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, Constantinople was captured by the Ottoman Turks. The Turks levied the tax on trade, monopoly of Italian traders, supported by the European to the navigators, inventions of scientific devices. These are the main key points to find out a new sea route to India. Next, mention the causes of battle policy, misuse of dastaks, mending of forts without permission, black room tragedy. These are the main causes of battle policy. Mention the results of battle policy. The war brought out immorality. Immorality, then a lack of unity and greed of business. Mir Jafar became the new Nawab of Bengal. The company gained exclusive rights on Bengal. Mir Jafar had to pay 17 crore 70 lakh relief to the British. Okay, these are the results of battle policy. What is a dual government? Who introduced it? The British had right to collect land taxes. The Nawab had a power over administrative issues. This is called as a dual government. It was introduced by Robert Clive. What were the effects of the battle Buxar? Shah Alam II handed over the Diwani rights to British. Shah Alam II gave away all rights over Bengal to the British. The Nawab of Awadh had to pay war indemnity of rupees 50 lakhs. Mir Jafar's son was paid a pension by the company. Dual government was introduced in Bengal. These are the effects of battle Buxar. Next, what are the important features of Indian Council Act of 1909? The total number of central legislature number was increased. The number of council members was also increased. The member for the legislature was allowed through election. The separate electorate college was created for Muslim. Okay, these are important features of Indian Council Act of 1909. What were the conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty? Tipu was forced to part with half of his kingdom, forced to pay 3 crore rupees as a war damage fee. He had to pledge 2 of his sons as a guarantee against the payment, also forced to release the prisoners of war. These are the conditions of Srirangapatna Treaty. Mention the achievements of Raja Wadiyar. Mysore was expanded as a large kingdom. Srirangapatna was captured from the representative of Vijayanagara. He revived the temples of Srirangapatna, Mysuru and Melukote. Rajamudi, the crown was offered to the Lord Chalunarayana Swami. He started the Navaratri festival in Mysore. Okay, these are the achievements of Raja Wadiyar. Next, mention the achievements of K. Sheshadri Iyer. as a Diwan of Mysore. He improved the financial position of the state. He started the Mysore civil service examination. He gave more importance to irrigation. The Maharani Girls High School was established for the girls' education. These are the what Sheshadri Ayer's achievements when he was Diwan of Mysore. List out the causes for the First World War. Extreme militarization, what formation of alliances, extreme nationalization, the assassination of the Austrian prince. These are the what causes for the First World War. Why was formation of linguistic states what inevitable after independence? There was a call to form the states based on languages. Demand was made to use the regional language for the administration. The fast unto death of Potti Sri Ramalu for the formation of Andhra state. Formation of state reorganization commission. Demand was made to mark the boundaries based on the language of the people. How was Goa liberated from the Portuguese? An endless struggle took place for the inclusion of Goa with India. An attempt was made to suppress the movement by bringing the troops from Africa and Europe. Satyagrahis from different parts of India gathered at Goa. The movement began to demand the imperialists to quit Goa. Goa was captured by the Indian army. Now we are going to discuss 3 and 4 marks questions of history. How did Raja Martanda Varma chuck the Dutch? Martanda Varma built an army of 50,000 soldiers to extend the borders of Wayanad. He occupied the pepper growing areas, control on pepper trade. He made the Pelagus and provincial kings to stand against the Dutch. 24 important officers of the Dutch were taken as a prisoners. He captured Nelamangala, then Kottakara trading centers. He decided to root out the Dutch from India. He established the trade rights of pepper in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. He also got back the ports which were under the control of Dutch. What are the conditions under the subsidiary alliance? What were the conditions under the subsidiary alliance? The Indian kings had to keep the British army in their kingdom. The state had to bear expenses of the army. The king had to keep a British resident in his court. The king could not appoint any other European without permission of the British. The king could not enter into any agreement, pact with any other Indian king or state without permission of British. The company offered to the protection to the state. Analyze the method of resisting the British power by Dondiya Wag. Born in Channagiri, organized an army and made operation, captured Shivamogga and Bidunuru forts. He made an unsuccessful attempt to capture Chitradurga. He captured Shivamogga, Honnali and Harihara from the British. Unhappy Pelagus encountered ever in Dhondia. The French supported him. Wellesley defeated Dhondiyawag. The British took over Shirhatti, killed many followers of Dhondiyawag. Dhondiyawag was killed in Kongal. The British captured large-scale arms and ammunitions. What was the role of Sangoli Rayanna in the freedom struggle of Kitturu? Rayanna remained famous among with the name Rani Channamma. He was imprisoned along with Rani Channamma. Later he was released by British. He looted Taluk office and treasury. He tried to free Kitturu from the British. Nandgad was his operational place. Rayanna was cunningly captured by Krishnaraya. Rayanna was hanged to death at Nandagada in 1831. Okay, these are the what? Struggle of Kitturu. What role of a Sangoli Rayanna? What were the impacts of British or English education in India? Nationalistic perspective in the minds of Indians, local languages, encouragement for local literature, emerging periodicals, new social and religious reformation movements emerged, innovative thinking, knowledge of freedom struggles across the globe, knowledge of cultural perception. What are the preachings of Brahma Samaja, Prarthana Samaja, Arya Samaja, Satyashodhaka Samaja, Ramakrishna Mission, Aligarh movements? Okay, similarly, all they said the same key points. Encouraged monotheism, encouraged women education, condemned meaningless practices, equality between men and women, prohibition of caste system, rejection of ignorance and blind beliefs, opposed child marriage. These are the key points of these all what movements. Whatever the Brahma Samaja, Prarthana Samaja, Arya Samaja, Satyasodhaka Samaja, Ramakrishna Mission. Another one, it's a opposed polygamy, multiple marriage. Okay, next, what were the political causes for the 1857 revolt? What were the political causes for 1857 revolt? Introducing a policy of doctrine of lapse, capture of provincial states by the British, okay, cancelled the princely titles of the Nawabs, stripped of Nawab status, lack of soldiers become unemployed. These are the what causes of 1857 revolt. However, economic changes responsible for the 1857 revolt explain. Due to industrial revolution in England, Indian industries suffered heavily. The Indian craftsmen became the unemployed. The cottage industries too suffered a death blow. The British imposed a heavy tax on Indian goods. The farmers were exploited by the Jamindar system. Inam lands were taken back. The farmers experienced many financial problems. Make a list of reasons for the failure of the 1857 revolt. The revolt did not spread to the whole country. The revolt was intended to protect interest of few. The revolt erupted due to the certain unexpected reasons: lack of proper direction, lack of unity among the Indian soldiers, lack of proper leadership, lack of strategy, expertise among the soldiers. Many provincial kings supported the British. Indian soldiers did not have a perfect goal. The people lost confidence in the soldiers due to their arson and looting. What were the effects of the revolt of 1857? East India Company rule ended. Doctrine of lapse was withdrawn. Queen's proclamation was issued. The governance of British government started. The administrative of India was handed over to the Secretary of Indian Affairs. Declaration of the British Queen. Declaration of the British Queen. Non-pursuance of legal expansion, providing a stable government for Indians, equality before the law. The agreement entered by the company with the local kings were accepted. Non-interference of the government in religious issues of Indians. The Indian Government Act of 1935 is the base of Indian Constitution. Justify. Most of the provisions in the Indian Constitution are based on this act. Reserve Bank of India was established. Diarchy was cancelled at the regional level. Diarchy was established at the center. The federal court was established. A dominion state was formed. Autonomy was granted. Explain the achievements of Subhash Chandra Bose in independence movement. He was a revolutionary fighter. People call him as a Netaji. He engaged himself in organizing the Indians. He toured cities like Vienna, Berlin, Rome, Istanbul to organize Indian. He tried to get the help of Hitler, founded the Congress Socialist Party, became the president of Haripur Convention, founded Forward Bloc, founded INA in Tokyo. He called for Delhi Chalo. He said, "Give me your blood, I will give you a independence. I will get you a independence." Attached India from Burma border. He fears a battle between INA and British Army fought. Later, Subhash died in a plane crash. Explain the major contributions of Nehru. as the first Prime Minister of India. Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. He was called as the architect of modern India, unification of princely states of India, formation of linguistic states in India, mixed economic system was introduced in India, uh, envincigate, envincigate the 5 years plan. Okay, 5 years plan started in the period of Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, these are some points. Growth of a possible through intense industrialization, advocated a non-alignment policy, advocated a Panchashila principles. Explain the role of Bal Gangadhar Tilak in Indian independence movement. Tilak was a radical leader, opposed British policies, opposed the partition of Bengal. He called for boycott of foreign goods. He encouraged Indian to use local goods. He declared Swaraj is my birthright. He organized the common people through Ganesha, Shivaji, and Durga celebration. He published the Kesari and Maratha newspapers. He triggered national movement through Gita Rahasya book. Explain the role of moderate in freedom struggle. The age of moderate is 1885 to 1905. W.C. Banerjee, S.N. Banerjee, and G.K. Gokhale were the major moderate leaders. Moderate believed in prayers and request to please British. Moderates organized public meetings. Moderate discussed various issues. Moderates submitted memorandums to the government. Moderates explained about drain theory. Tried to bring a political awareness, demanded to reduce military expenditure, demanded to protect Indian industries, demanded to good education, demanded to poverty alleviation. The extremists brought the intensity in the Indian freedom struggle. How? Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, and Ghosh were the main leaders. The extremists called the moderates as a political beggars. They criticized the attitude of moderates. They tried to organize common people. They encouraged common people to protest against British. They demanded Purna Swaraja. They opposed the division of Bengal. They boycotted the foreign goods. Tilak started a newspaper like Kesari and Maratha. The British withdrew the declaration of partition of Bengal. Anti-British struggle through religious functions by Tilak. Mention the important developments during the non-cooperation movement. Students boycotted schools and colleges. Lawyers like C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru boycotted the courts. The visit of British Prince in 1921 was opposed. The police used their force against protesters in Chauri Chaur. The people tried to enter into the police station. Police resorted to firing. The angry protesters set the police station on fire. About 22 police were burnt alive inside the station. Gandhiji was deeply hurt and withdrew the movement. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was a social reformer and a voice of oppressed in India. Sorry, very sorry. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was a social reformer and voice of oppressed in India. Justified. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was advocated the social and economic freedom. Ambedkar was great Dalit leader. He fought for the rights of the untouchables, started a Mahad tank movement, began a Kalram temple movement. He attested the three round table conference. He attended the three round table conferences, demanded for separate electorate constituencies for the untouchables, founded Bahishkruta Hitakarini Sabha, founded Swatantra Karmika Party, published periodicals like Janata, Mukanayaka, etc. Served as the chairman of drafting committee. He advocated equality for untouchables, became the first law minister of independent India, awarded the Bharat Ratna. Explain the farmers' revolt in history of independent struggle. The revolt against the landlords and European planters. Farmers' revolt began at uh, Chamarayanya, Kheda, Tebhanga, Malabar, etc. Revolt began at Chamarayanya, Kheda. British planters forced the farmers to grow indigo. Farmers refused to grow indigo. Farmers were oppressed. Farmers rose in revolt, refusing to pay land tax also. Many protesters were organized under the banner of Kisan Sabha. Gandhiji supported farmers' revolt. The Telangana farmers protested against Jamindar and Nizam's razaks. The farmers of Bengal rose against Jamindars. In Maharashtra, farmers protested against low wages for them. The Congress supported the movements of labor organization. What were the consequences of Second World War? Millions of people died, drastic changes in political and social formation of the world. UN was founded, winning countries became the permanent members of UNO. USSR and USA become the powerful rival countries. Many countries of Asia, Africa got their freedom. USA used nuclear weapon in Japan. Nuclear arm race started. Okay, these are the what important history questions up to now we discussed. In next video we are going to discuss about political science section. Important exam point of view, very important questions. Okay, keep in mind it's audio notes. It is what helpful to your revision, whatever you already studied. To make a revision of that, these key points are helpful to you. Okay, hopefully these are useful for you. If you feel it's useful, share to your friends and other members. Thank you so much.